What is up, Mujahideen Warriors, and welcome back to Big Pete's Metal Show. It's been a while, but we're back at it with another interview in the local band scene of Cockchester, New York. I bring you Drew's Wood and Drew from Dyspläcer.
Hi, how you doing today, folks?
Drew, why don't you tell us about how you got into playing bass?
Okay, first I actually started as a guitarist. I'm a failed guitarist, like pretty much everybody that becomes a bassist. Except I wasn't kicked out of like being a guitarist to be the failed guitarist bassist. I actually was playing guitar for about 3 years at this point. My dad took me to see Primus in 2011 at the Main Street Armory, rip in peace. And then after I saw Les Claypool, I developed a fascination with him. And that's where I started playing bass all those years ago. But, yeah, I even went as far as I started building a replica bass of Les Claypool's. That was 7 years ago, and I'm still not done. I haven't touched it in forever. It's probably just my ADHD at work, not doing anything.
Speaking of not doing anything, why don't you talk about your contributions to the Dyspläcer album?
Well, you know, I'm I'm the bus driver. Everybody knows who drives the bus around there, and you know, I put it in drive. I let people off, get people to come back on. I'm center force in that, and I'm respected in my position. I really respect. Well, I don't know. So I try to come up with as much songs as possible for Dyspläcer, but I'm like, they see them and then they're like, "Oh, that's going on the fridge, buddy. Well, it's right there." Stuff
Nice pat on the head.
Yeah. But I did manage to get one on. That was Kuma Kaiju, which there's still some parts that were like, obviously, you know, cooperative effort. The Dyspläcer works as a cooperative effort. Everybody kind of comes together. The only song that Justice did not write the full set of lyrics for was Lightning Fury Fist, because that was right at the cusp of when that was starting, when Bushy was living with Tyler. And Tyler pretty much wrote that entire song with Bushy, and then he wrote some lyrics, and then Justice like mismatched it. And originally, our band was just going to be just a fuck ton of, you know, kung fu, like just shit songs and stuff like that. But we eventually came up with a concept album and stuff like that, which actually came out of nowhere because Justice did that all behind our backs. He's like, "Oh, it's a story." We're like, "What?" But we were like 5 songs deep, and we were like, "Hey, what story did you make out of like this?" Like, oh, now we're esteemed warriors of the Shadow Realm. Oh, and then we got kicked out because we were naughty, and then now we're here, trying to make our way through the worlds.
Very, very interesting. Now the lore behind it. I know Justice, he does that accent in all the shows and all the other interviews and whatnot. Now, my question is, why aren't the rest of you doing the accent?
I have no comment on that.
Understandable. Well, since you've only gotten one writing credit, per se, on the album.
Yeah.
Kuma Kaiju.
Yes.
Well, I want to know what some of your writing influences are. What do you draw from? What is getting you consistently, you know, put on the fridge and patted on the head?
Well, a lot of times the reasons why like most of my riffs don't end up like in that, because like it's a traditional heavy metal band, and for some reason, I mean, I'm good with timing, but for some reason I can't count to 4. So all my riffs are really obscure timing. Das Brute, you see that a lot more. Like we have like so many riffs that are like, you know, like 3/4, or like I have one that's like a count of 9 and then another one that's like 15.5, which I didn't know that you could do a half one, but like I managed to get it, and it fucks me up every time. But
You going fucking full prog on us?
yeah, that just has no place in a traditional kung fu heavy metal band. So I come forth with some stuff, and honestly, Bushy and I become a unit when like we start writing together. He was a riff machine. That's why we took him on to Nuclear Winter all those years ago. We saw this young man. I think he was 16 at this point, and he was playing with Bash, which was badass shitheads. Like a couple of little high school buddies, like they were all okay, and they were just like, playing along. But Bushy was up there, like doing kicks and shit, like like shit like that. We're like, holy fuck! And Tim wasn't able to keep up with Nuclear Winter, so he wanted to drop off the face of the earth from that. And then so we took Bushy on, and it was a match made in heaven. Bushy and I made that band pretty much like Anthrax with the amount of shit that we did running around and stupid shit. And because of Bushy and I, like, being on the stage together for so long, we fucking mashed so well. That's where a lot of the stage choreography comes from.
Oh, yes. Your classic fucking
moves
on stage.
You gotta look like a douchebag up there. It looks sick. But, a lot of that I got from like just fucking around with Bushy on stage. I was like, whoa, we can actually do this. And then Tyler immediately was like, oh, fuck yeah, and stuff like that. And then Justice, that's just a wild animal that we just, like unchain and then let go. Yeah, when we were on tour and stuff like that, he was like flying around, like he would leave the stage, go to the people like at the bar, start screaming in their face, like, ah! And then just meander his way over to the stage, go in front of the stage monitor, and then it would just feed back to hell. He'd be like, oh, that was a bad idea, and then just go to the next place. And this is all the matter of like, 5 seconds or something like that. It was insane. Oh my God. Yeah. So that man's an animal. Everybody in that band's pretty much an animal. It's just such a well lubricated system between having a drummer that's also an artist, a guitarist that's, writes that much nasty shit, and then me, and then there's Justice, who is a Hochstein classically trained singer and I believe opera, but you'll have to get back to me on that one. I don't know. He has legacy with it, His dad is a Hochstein trained guitarist. Ty Shreds, yeah.
Wow.
And he was in a lot of sick bands. Like, Justice is like, he's like,
he comes from lineage,
premium blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, a lot of people know, and I'm sure some don't, but the majority of Dyspläcer is also in another band, Das Brute. Can you describe the...
I had no idea.
You heard it here first. He had no idea. But could you describe the differences between these two bands? Because I know a lot of people would be quick to group them together. Obviously, I've heard all the material. I think they're both very different.
Yeah,
Would you care to elaborate on that subject?
Well, funny enough, because we both hate... each band hates themselves. They're both concept albums, concept bands and stuff like that. And all have their own lores in the same respects. With Dyspläcer, you have myself, White Panther, the 12th Chamber, and then there's Justice, Red Lotus of the Central Garden. Oh, I'm going to sound like a bad person because I don't remember a couple of them. Oh. But, so...
Comment bad person.
Yeah, okay, let me work through this. Obviously Bushy, he's Grand Master Bush of the Southern Temple. There's... Oh, yeah, Zach's Northern Sage of the Rising Moon. And then Tyler's Dragon of the Misty Peaks. So those are the names. When you go to Das Brew, you can just kick Bushy out of there and then replace him with our beautiful, beautiful man, Tim. Oh, my God. Chiseled perfection. In that band, everybody is... Or that band, I feel like the concept is a lot more dark. It's like high fantasy, slaughter on the thousands, like people dying all over the place and like really decrepit. And in fact, it's just so dark that like my friend Jacob, who was doing a Photoshop a picture for us, he thought that we were like evil people. So like he put it like a thing on it that said "Pick a god and pray," and I was like, "Oh no, we're the good guys. Like stop." But that band's I feel like it has a lot more heavy, intricate. It's like I'd almost consider it like tech-ish power metal slash. You can't be really tech because we don't really do I have like one guttural part, but like it's not even that much. But yeah, that band's like really obscure. There's a lot more time signature changes, a lot like carpal tunnel-y riffs that literally give me aneurysms. I play a fretless bass because I'm pretentious as shit in that. Well, Dyspläcer, that's just fucking riffs and fucking sex appeal. I mean, not to say that we're not sexy in the other bands, but yeah, there's a lot of differences, and I definitely think that you should check out both of them because they are primo experiences, each with their own, shenanigans on stage, all to tell the story. We have the Oni. Das Brute's coming up with something soon, but that's soon to come. Other than that, I don't know. If you want like classic stuff, Dyspläcer. If you want to experience something new, Das Brute. We're going to be coming around more often now. Now that our dear boy Tim's all healed up. We're a lubricated force as well. Well, lube.
That being said, what are the plans for the future of both of your bands? What's the next biggest goal for Dyspläcer? What's the next biggest goal for Das Brute?
Well, Dyspläcer has to get off their ego right now because, oh my god, that CD release show, that made me feel like a whole new man. I felt pretty cool. I still feel pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That was a crazy show. We had so many people come up, and I loved all of them. I really enjoyed the turnout of that, and then all the things that we had planned with it, like the Oni, the changing throughout the entire set and stuff like that. Oh, that was sick. And then, we saw Photo City have like a fashion show or something like that. And we're like, oh, we want the catwalk. We're gonna walk the catwalk. And they were like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, that was insane. Oh my god. Yeah, and then after that, we gotta start pushing the album. We're gonna come out with like a lot of more material in terms of like us doing playthroughs of like solos and stuff through the album, just to keep like people satiated. We do have a new album in the works. We were almost about to debut a new song at the CD release show, but we're gonna keep it a little bit of a secret until the timing's right. Another thing, we got the show on June 24th for Grand Rapids Theater in Niagara Falls. That's going
to be your biggest venue yet, isn't it?
I know. This is going to be worse. I'm just going to become an egomaniac now.
Yo, we going to go to a fucking Creator, Sepultura, Death Angel?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, my God.
Yo, May 14th, catch us out there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting unpleasantly debaucherous.
Horribly. I might
booze fuel.
I'm going to break my other foot.
Yeah, hopefully. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure he breaks it.
Yeah. He's going to break my foot.
Yes.
If you pay us $5, you can break a toe individually on me.
Only $5? Do you hear this shit? Come on, get at this, people.
Yeah.
But, anyway. So you're playing the show at Rapids Theater.
Yeah. That one, I forgot the context of the show. I think it's Burt Fest.
Is it Rick Horton's Metal Fest?
I thought it was Greg Burt's. We have some shows in the works, and there's a lot of people that we work with. And like another thing is, we just purchased a van, so we're trying to get out of state to like play a couple of metal festivals. It's pretty difficult, and our promotion's going well. Like within like a day of the album's release, there's been almost 1,000 streams already. So that feels pretty good. I feel like Thor might be like half of those, but that man's just crazy. You know,
Thor definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he came up to us because of the whole entire grim dystopian thing. That like, did you watch that podcast?
I did not know.
Okay, so Bushy started going on a rant about how he could eat a lot of bananas. He's like, dude, I could probably wolf down like 30 bananas. I'm like, 30 bananas? Like, are you sure about that? Yeah, so now there's a whole entire thing about bananas. Honestly, this actually came to me when I was at Marco's funeral. And Marco's brother's girlfriend or wife it was like, oh, I should have brought a banana. I would have thrown it at you. I was like, damn, I'm at a funeral. And I was like, oh, I kind of played along with it because I had a feeling that there was something funny on the wind or something like that. And yeah, so then that came up, and then Thor comes up to us at the CD release show and then just pulls a banana out of his pocket. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then he talked to John, the sound guy, and put his photoshopped picture of him putting his face on like some guys like swimming through like piles of bananas. So the metal band that we try to get a kung fu theme like super hard for, and like, you know, promote like old 80s kung fu movies and 70s kung fu movies like that. It's all just bananas now. That's all we're boiled down to now.
Well, there's the future of Dyspläcer for you, everyone. Bananas. What about Das Brute? Going forward with Das Brute?
Well, we are trying to release a single soon because we want to get some music out. We are definitely practicing it hard. We played a couple shows. The last show was Justice's birthday. He is, and then I'm not sure if we have anything set in stone yet. We're trying to be pretty selective about the shows that we're going to get. Our biggest goal right now is honestly just to get a single recorded because we have some music out there. And then after that, I think we're still going to play Rochester like a little bit. But our main focus with that band is probably going to be playing like Philly, New York City, and some like small day trip shows that we can go out of town for. I feel like that's like a thing that a lot of bands are not really focusing too hard on. They get really comfortable. There's actually a curse to Rochester's scene. That a band that starts in Rochester will end in Rochester because they never break out. And we want to be the ones to break the curse. We don't want to be sticking around in Rochester forever. Though we do love everybody in Rochester, we're going to be playing here consistently for the rest of our lives and stuff like that. But, you know, got to share the love.
Exactly. So, anyway, I think that will do nicely concluding the interview for now. We'll be having another video exclusively about the tour stories and the Dyspläcer tour. So you better stay tuned for that one. That's going to be pretty debaucherous. And yeah, comment horrible things about this guy in the comment section.
I don't like myself.